Well, happy birthday, Virgos. Thank you so much for taking time out to tune in. This is your general energy reading for September 2019. Okay, what is going on with our Virgos? What do Virgos need to hear? Okay, so we'll go ahead and pull these out real quick. This isn't the layout I'm going to use, but this is your birthday, so let's just make sure. Those are the only two that flipped around. So the Seven of Swords and the King of Swords. I love this. Okay, so this is the Ghost and Spirit Tarot by Lisa Hunt. And the King of Swords is the Headless Horseman. Oh my god, this is great. Beautiful. All right, so the Seven of Swords and the King of Swords. So you're definitely in your head a little bit too much here. So, I mean, the seven really can be about you sort of keeping a secret or somebody keeping a secret from you. So we don't want that for you. All right. But it can also be about somebody kind of cramping your space, getting in your space a lot, sort of invading it, a space invasion, as it were. But with the King of Swords, this is about being honest and fair. So perhaps you have somebody that you're trying to find the right words for, that you're trying to be honest with them about how you feel about them infringing on your space. So don't procrastinate, my little procrastinating Virgos. Be sure that you are honest and that you let them know in a kind and high vibrational, gentle way. Don't hold it in until you lose all patience and just kind of go Virgo snap on them. Let's face it, Virgos, y'all can be catty, but you're only that way if pushed. Most of the time you're calm, cool, and collected, and that's why we love Virgos. And there he is again, the Seven of Swords. So let's see what's crossing him. The Three of Wands here. The Three of Wands is about moving forward. It isn't about envisioning the future. But when we look at the Three of Wands with just the Seven of Swords here, it feels like you have this sort of hopes, dreams, place that you want to be in. Just looked at the screen and saw it's not really focusing. That you're really wanting to be in here, but I don't feel like... Okay, so Virgos, you have your version of perfect. And you are envisioning your version of perfect of how you want your future to be. But you need to be discussing this with whomever you're choosing your future to be with. If you are single, then great. Envision your future all on your own. Keep it to yourself. You don't have to share it with anybody. But if you are in a relationship, if you have kids, I feel like their input matters. Overall, with children, the parent's choice is the most important, and the one that, whoa, what is happening? Why are there two of these here? Okay, let's do this. I apologize if the sound was weird. I just saw that OBS was running two mics, but I only have one mic, so hopefully the sound wasn't weird. Okay. So, moving forward, getting your children's input is important. I think that knowing what they feel is right will help you will help you with your decisions, will help you decide how you want things to be. Will help you, you know, like if you're, oh my God, words are hard. If you have a child that's a senior in high school, moving away right now would obviously be a bad time for them. They want to finish high school and be with their friends and embrace all of that. However, now this is just an example. If you're wanting to move for a job and you feel like you can't put it off, that you have to accept this job, then perhaps you need to contemplate whether driving an hour both ways every day, you know, that commute could be worth it for your child, because not commuting, picking up and uprooting your kid and moving them an hour away could cause friction between you guys, and I'm seeing a wall. And overall, if you were to die, they would be listing your job before they would be listing your obituary. So those family bonds are what matters the most here. So whatever this future is that you are wanting, I do feel as though that you need to stop keeping it to yourself and get other people's input, because their thoughts and feelings matter. This isn't just about what you want. This is about the family system, the whole, everybody that's involved. Again, if this is just you, then go for it. But saying your ideas out loud, saying your desires out loud about where you want to go, how you want your future to be, that can help you process it. So Knight of Cups, what is below you? So this is a sort of careful changes that you're wanting to make, which is very Virgo. You guys are very we are procrastinators, we know that, but sometimes it is about you, just your desire to make these changes as very an educated decision, because you're researching, you're looking into it here. So these changes about moving forward, it's like you are so careful about them, about how you want them to happen. You want to make sure that you have everything lined up. Just don't take so long that you let that time go by. There's some things you can't plan ahead for. You know, obviously financial. Again, I'm going to use the example of moving, having the financial resources correctly lined up. Moving isn't one of those things, well, I can just earn more money. You need to have a cushion for when you move, for sure. You can't just assume you already have enough, sort of thing. All right. So what is behind you? The Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is about beginnings and endings. Okay, this is celebrating the end of something, the beginning of something else. So this ending that's behind you, that has you so focused on what the future is. You may be feeling as though you're sort of in a limbo state here, since things are moving slowly. You might feel yourself as in a limbo, but sometimes traffic slows down to help you avoid an accident. You know, everything's for a reason. So this sort of slow down period between your new beginning, I don't feel like that's necessarily bad. There's obviously something you need to be paying attention to, that the universe is speaking to you about. There's got to be something that's repeating itself. There's got to be some sort of repetition that's happening, telling you, pay attention to this, pay attention to this. So please, you know, there's no such thing as coincidences. So pay attention to things that seem like they keep popping up. If there's certain numbers, if you keep hearing about a certain restaurant, if you keep hearing about a certain book, maybe there's information in this book that's going to help you make your changes. So what is above you? Nice. See, this new beginning, this Ace of Pentacles here. So this sort of happiness, contentment place is awaiting you. Again, if things are slowing down here with this Knight of Cups, it's because there's something else you need to sort of pick up to complete your basket before you take your trip here. You know, you're packing your bags, but there's something missing, and you feel like there's something missing, but you're like, what is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Well, the universe is telling you. The universe is speaking to you. So you're being slowed down because there's something else that the universe is putting down for you that they need you to pick up so that you can do this. Oops, my bad. Sorry about that. And the future, that possible future here. So this patient growth, this direction here. You are moving forward. You are moving forward. Perhaps what the universe is wanting you to, the lesson for you to learn at this moment is about patiently awaiting your moving forward, because again, I'm drawn back to the Knight of Cups, which is about slow moving changes. The changes are there, the changes are happening. It's just sort of this slow moving situation, because I feel like you need to not necessarily be stuck in your decision, that you need to allow yourself to be malleable for new choices or new directions. I'm literally being shown so a road and then paths appearing. Like you can't see that there's a left turn or a right turn up ahead until it's like you're right there, and all of a sudden magically this path opens up. Well, you need to think about this path. That's why things are moving so slow, because the universe isn't wanting you to bypass this and continue forward. You might be being asked to turn left or turn right. So exploring all the options that present themselves to you, because this isn't a one-way road. If you explore the option and you just don't feel as though that it's right for you, you can turn around and go back. But I just feel like you need to take your sight. I'm being shown the blinders on a horse. You know, when a horse is drawing a carriage, they put the little harness on its head, and it'll have the blinders on so they can't see to the side, so they can't get spooked. But Virgos, I've noticed, I have a lot of Virgos in my life, so you guys will put those blinders on and you won't pay attention. You will get that tunnel vision. So I think the reason, I mean, as a Pisces, I say I think, but honestly, I feel as though the reason the universe is telling you to go slow, is making sure things are dragging along, is because the universe really needs you to take those blinders off. All right, so these are the Messenger Oracle by Raven Felon, and we will read her book to see what she says. Virgos. You don't make this shit up. Okay, challenge your perceptions. Why is it so out of focus? There we go. Challenge your perceptions. Okay, she's number 5. Let's see what Raven writes. You cannot challenge an outdated perception or one born from a lack of understanding if you are unwilling to put aside your feelings and beliefs and embrace another's point of view. Seriously, I didn't even have to pull the cards. I could have just got this one card for you, because it's saying everything much more elegantly than I did, as words were hard for me today. To do so makes you aware of a whole and stands you up on high, where you can see that both parties involved in a dispute can act against an injustice. Both can be right, both can be wrong, and one may perceive to be harmful may be seen as both healing and beneficial by the other. Stop keeping this inside. You need to communicate. All right. I feel like if you are in this state while I'm communicating, then this means the other person isn't communicating with you, and that you need to open up dialogue with this person. And so start a conversation with them, letting them know, hey, this involves both of us. Let's talk about this. Let's really explore our feelings, because you may find that once this other person starts talking about their point of view, as both can be correct and both can be wrong, that you may find that you'll have to acknowledge that you actually have been keeping things to yourself. I know. It's about opening up, removing that tunnel vision, changing your perception, having that conversation with this person. Because it does feel like there was a change in this relationship, this situation, whatever you want to call it, that there was a change, and it was a good, beneficial change. But now you guys are on this new path together, and you want to make sure that you're not staying on the same path, that when this new direction opens up, that you are taking this direction. You want to make sure that you're not repeating any bad habits that you may have picked up within this relationship, and making sure that this new relationship really is, because it feels like a new relationship. It could be a new relationship with yourself, I'm hearing, for some of you. But you know what you want. You've been envisioning this new future with this person. I'm going to say it's couples with this Two of Wands here. But you have been envisioning your new future with them. You have been envisioning moving forward with them. Let's just make sure that you're not repeating any old habits or any old behaviors. And that you are being the perfect person that you feel you need to be. Don't be too hard on yourself. If you fall into an old habit, celebrate the fact that you have recognized it, and that you're being mindful of it, and that you're changing, and celebrate your wisdom that you're achieving from it. You know, success isn't built off success, it's built off failure. So being mindful of any old habits, catching yourself either before you're doing it or as you're doing it, and changing it. Hindsight's 2020. So if you saw that you fell into an old habit when a specific situation came along, then I'm being shown walking around with another person, and then it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like there's these rows, so I don't know if it's shopping, maybe. And while you're off doing your own thing and you're coming back together and meeting, that when you're coming back together, you're not really talking when you meet. It's like you meet back up and then go back out, meet back up. But you don't meet up and discuss what you did separately and share those experiences. So it feels like okay, thank you. I was like, if I say what I'm seeing long enough, they'll give me a word. You're not allowing yourself to be vulnerable in this relationship, or as vulnerable as you need to be for some of you. You know, understanding that finding things in common and discussing the things in common versus discussing just what interests you. It's more about you needing to Figure out what you have in common and discuss those things, and that those things will then lead to being able to discuss other things. And now I'm seeing the path open wider and just being a whole new world where you don't have to go in any direction or any line. That finding what you have in common is what opens up everything for you. Virgos, I hope that made sense. Be sure to show me some love with a thumbs up on this video. Thank you for subscribing. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to click that subscribe button. I love seeing those high vibrational comments, so please leave a comment below. I do try to like or respond to all the comments. YouTube doesn't always tell me right away. Like, I'll see 3 or 4 days later there was a comment, so please forgive me. And I kicked the low vibration muggle job, and I have a new job that I'm super excited about, where I actually get to do things like this. So I'm super excited about that, and hopefully videos won't be late anymore. Again, Virgos, happy birthday to you. Cha cha cha. Thank you so much for watching.